Remember, red flags are there to protect you, not to be ignored. The earlier you recognize them, the sooner you can avoid unnecessary pain and drama. Share this video with someone who might need a wake-up call. And don't forget to subscribe to Mind Matters for more life-changing advice. Trust your gut feeling. Your intuition or gut feeling is like a built-in warning system that's always on your side. Think about it. Have you ever met someone new and for some reason you just felt uneasy? Or maybe you were about to make a decision and something inside you screamed, "Don't do it." That's your gut talking to you. Science even backs this up. Our brains process information faster than we realize, picking up on subtle cues like body language, tone of voice, or even inconsistencies in someone's words. These cues might not be obvious to your conscious mind, but your subconscious catches them. Ignoring your gut feeling can lead to regret. For instance, many people who've been betrayed in relationships or scammed in business later admit, "I had a bad feeling about it, but I ignored it." That bad feeling was your intuition waving a giant red flag. Trusting your gut doesn't mean jumping to conclusions. It means pausing and reflecting. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? What's triggering this discomfort? Sometimes your gut is a call to gather more information before moving forward. So, the next time you get that uneasy sensation, don't dismiss it as paranoia. Instead, see it as a gift, a protective mechanism designed to keep you safe from harm. 2. Disrespectful behavior. Expanded. Respect is the foundation of any healthy relationship, whether it's with a partner, friend, or colleague. Disrespect can appear in subtle ways at first, like rolling eyes during a conversation or dismissing your opinions. These small actions might seem harmless, but over time, they build a pattern that's hard to ignore. For example, someone interrupting you constantly during conversations shows they don't value your input. Dismissing your boundaries, like pushing you to do something you're uncomfortable with, is another red flag. This kind of behavior can escalate into more serious forms of disrespect, such as belittling you in public or using hurtful language to gain power over you. If someone isn't willing to treat you with dignity, ask yourself, why are you tolerating it? The people in your life should uplift and support you, not make you feel small. Remember, accepting disrespect trains others to think it's okay to treat you poorly. Never lower your standards for someone unwilling to meet them. 3. Constant excuses or broken promises. Trust is built on consistency, and when someone repeatedly makes promises but fails to deliver, it's a serious red flag. Excuses might seem harmless at first. "I forgot," "I was too busy," or "it won't happen again." But when these phrases become a pattern, they signal a lack of reliability. For example, imagine a friend who always cancels plans at the last minute or a partner who promises to change but never follows through. Over time, these broken promises create frustration, disappointment, and a sense of being undervalued. It's important to distinguish between occasional slip-ups and habitual behavior. Everyone makes mistakes, but someone who genuinely cares will make an effort to correct their actions. If you find yourself constantly forgiving and waiting for change, it's time to reassess the relationship. Remember, actions speak louder than words. A person who truly respects and values you will show it through their commitment and follow through, not just empty promises. For manipulation and gaslighting. Manipulation and gaslighting are some of the most toxic behaviors you can encounter, yet they can be incredibly hard to spot at first. Manipulators use subtle tactics to control you, make you doubt yourself, and keep you in a vulnerable position. Gaslighting, for example, is when someone makes you question your own memory or perception of reality. They might say things like, "You're overreacting," or "that never happened," even when you're sure it did. Over time, this constant questioning erodes your confidence and makes you dependent on them for validation. Manipulation can also take the form of guilt-tripping or emotional blackmail, where they make you feel responsible for their happiness or actions. For instance, a partner might say, "If you really loved me, you'd do this for me," or a colleague might twist situations to make you feel at fault for their mistakes. Recognizing these tactics is the first step to protecting yourself. Pay attention to patterns of blame shifting, denial of obvious truths, or attempts to isolate you from others. These behaviors are not normal, and they're not your fault. Set boundaries and seek support to regain control of your life. 5. Excessive control. Expanded. Control often disguises itself as care, which is why it can be difficult to recognize at first. It may start with seemingly small things, like someone wanting to know where you are all the time or making decisions on your behalf. However, these behaviors can quickly escalate into excessive monitoring, isolation, or even manipulation. For example, a partner might insist on knowing who you're texting just out of concern, or a boss might demand constant updates on tasks, leaving no room for autonomy. While these actions might seem harmless initially, they're actually signs of insecurity and a need to dominate. Excessive control also involves isolating you from others, preventing you from seeing friends or family, and criticizing your support system. The goal is to make you entirely dependent on them. Healthy relationships, whether personal or professional, are built on mutual trust and respect, not control. If someone is trying to limit your freedom, dictate your choices, or make you feel trapped, it's time to stand your ground. Setting boundaries is essential, and if those boundaries are not respected, it's a clear sign to step away. 6. Lack of accountability. Expanded. Accountability is a cornerstone of trust and integrity, and its absence is a major red flag. People who refuse to take responsibility for their actions often blame others for their mistakes, making excuses, or shifting the focus away from themselves. For example, if a friend forgets an important event and instead of apologizing says, "You didn't remind me," that's a lack of accountability. In a workplace, a colleague who constantly passes the blame for failed projects onto others shows they're unwilling to own their part in the outcome. This behavior is dangerous because it creates an environment where you're always at fault, even when you're not. Over time, dealing with someone like this can damage your confidence and make you question your own actions. Healthy relationships, whether personal or professional, thrive on honesty and growth. A person who is accountable will acknowledge their mistakes, apologize sincerely, and take steps to improve. On the other hand, someone who lacks accountability will repeat the same mistakes without learning from them. Pay attention to this red flag, because staying in the company of people who can't take responsibility will ultimately drag you down. 7. Frequent lying. Lying, no matter how small, can quickly erode trust and create a foundation of instability in any relationship. A person who lies frequently often starts with white lies, seemingly harmless untruths, but over time, these can escalate into bigger deceptions. For example, someone might lie about where they've been, who they were with, or even small details about their day. These lies may not seem significant individually, but they point to a larger issue, a lack of honesty and transparency. Frequent liars often justify their behavior with statements like, "I didn't want to hurt your feelings," or "it wasn't a big deal." However, lying, regardless of intent, breaks the foundation of trust that's essential in any relationship. The problem with constant lying is that it forces you to question everything they say, creating unnecessary stress and doubt. You end up second-guessing your instincts and spending emotional energy trying to discern the truth. Trust is hard to rebuild once it's broken, so don't ignore this red flag. A trustworthy person values honesty, even when the truth is difficult. If someone consistently lies, it's a sign they prioritize their convenience over your relationship. 8. Negative energy. Negative energy can be incredibly draining, especially when it's coming from someone close to you. People who constantly complain, criticize, or bring up negative topics can create an emotionally toxic environment. It's one thing to vent once in a while, but when someone consistently focuses on what's wrong in life without any effort to find solutions, it becomes exhausting. For example, imagine a friend who constantly complains about their job or relationship but never takes any steps to improve their situation. Or a colleague who always finds fault with others but never offers constructive feedback. These individuals can create a cloud of negativity that follows them everywhere. Spending too much time around negative people can begin to affect your own mindset, causing you to feel pessimistic and drained. It can make it harder to focus on your goals, and you may find yourself getting caught up in their negativity. Surrounding yourself with positive, supportive people is essential for maintaining your mental well-being. If someone in your life is consistently bringing negative energy, it may be time to distance yourself and prioritize your peace. 9. Lack of support. Support should be a two-way street in any relationship. If someone only takes from you without ever offering help, encouragement, or understanding in return, it's a major red flag. For example, a friend who expects you to drop everything for them but isn't there when you need them, or a partner who doesn't celebrate your successes but is quick to criticize your failures. This lack of support can be especially damaging when you're going through difficult times. A person who truly cares for you will be there to help you through challenges, offer advice, or just lend a listening ear. When someone fails to support you emotionally, it creates an imbalance and can make you feel undervalued. It's important to recognize that mutual support is a key factor in healthy relationships. If you feel like you're always giving without receiving, or if your efforts are constantly dismissed, it's time to evaluate the worth of that connection. 10. Overdependency. Overdependency occurs when someone relies on you for everything, emotionally, financially, or socially. While it's natural to seek help from others occasionally, an overdependent person will lean on you for more than they can handle. For example, a partner who constantly expects you to make all the decisions, or a friend who demands your attention all the time, disregarding your own needs. This overreliance can feel like a heavy burden. It creates an unhealthy dynamic where you're always putting someone else's needs ahead of your own. Over time, this imbalance can cause feelings of resentment, exhaustion, and loss of identity. Healthy relationships are built on independence and mutual respect. If you notice someone depending on you excessively, it's essential to set boundaries. You're allowed to take care of yourself first and ensure that others in your life are also capable of handling their own challenges. Remember, supporting someone should not come at the cost of losing yourself. Recognizing and addressing red flags in your life is crucial to maintaining your mental health and well-being. It's easy to overlook these signs, but ignoring them can lead to unnecessary stress, heartbreak, or even long-term damage to your self-esteem. Remember, your time and energy are valuable, and you deserve relationships, whether personal or professional, that are built on trust, respect, and mutual support. By trusting your instincts, setting boundaries, and walking away from toxic situations, you empower yourself to live a more fulfilling, peaceful life. Never be afraid to let go of what's holding you back, because the right people will always bring out the best in you. Do you have any personal experiences with ignoring red flags that you wish you could take back? Share your story in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts and insights. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Mind Matters for more helpful content. And as always, share this video with someone who might need to hear these important lessons today.